Vermont is blessed with a rich architectural history, and nowhere is this more evident than in Woodstock, where the roots of American architecture abound. Historic Federal, Greek Revival, and Colonial Revival homes combine with local traditions and a breathtaking natural backdrop that connects us to the past in a very real way. A property like 4 Bond Street is the epitome of that sense of place. Being in this home, it's inspiring to think of the 214 years of life experiences had within its walls, particularly as it relates to the history of 4 generations of the Billings family. What makes the atmosphere of 4 Bond Street particularly intriguing is that these rooms nurtured individuals who are intrinsic not just to the local community, but to the history of Vermont. Built in 1808 by Amos Warren, a prosperous merchant, and subsequently passed down through 4 generations after being purchased in 1869 by Franklin Noble Billings, the home represents the history of the Billings family and its substantial legacy in Vermont. This legacy endures at the nearby Billings Farm and Museum and the Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Park, 2 local institutions that champion historic preservation, land conservation, rural life, and the importance of our agricultural history. Franklin Noble Billings was a local business owner and civic leader who ran a dry goods store on Central Street and was one of the first directors of the Woodstock Railroad. He also served as president of the Woodstock National Bank and was an original investor in the Woodstock Inn. His son, Franklin Swift Billings, practiced law in Woodstock and served as the Speaker of the Vermont House, Lieutenant Governor, and ultimately as the Governor of Vermont. Franklin Swift Billings Jr. was born at 4 Bond Street in 1922 and followed his father's footsteps as Speaker of the House and later served as Chief Justice of the Vermont Supreme Court. He married Pauline Gillingham in 1951, and together they raised their 4 children in this very home. The Federal-style house at 4 Bond Street is a major contributing structure to the Woodstock Village National Historic District. The building exhibits a stately formality in its exterior details, which belies the comfort of the elegantly proportioned rooms and interior spaces. Numerous Federal-style details can be seen here: the side gables and raised foundation, the side lights flanking the front door and the center portico, the double-hung 6/6 sash windows with louvered shutters, and the strong symmetrical arrangement of the 4 brick chimneys. Additionally, the unique keystone lintels over the windows, which are considered a high-style elaboration to the Federal form, I think are a very nice touch. Like the preceding Georgian period, domestic architecture in the Federal style typically came in the form of a simple box, 2 rooms deep, with doors and windows arranged in neat symmetry. However, creative floor plans were introduced during this period, and the simple exterior box was often modified by elliptical or round spaces, particularly in high-style examples. And we see that in the study and the parlor at Bond Street. The house is remarkable for its preserved and largely intact historic interior. The period millwork, including crown molding, chair rails, and the built-in cabinetry found throughout the house, are the work of the finest craftsmen of the day. It is striking that despite the passing of time, the house has retained its charm and livability. 4 Bond Street is a unique piece of Vermont history, and the future stewards of this important Woodstock landmark will appreciate its character and enduring legacy, and we are all excited to see how they take the home into the next century.